Can you give me a napkin? It's right behind you. This is the sauce. Rush Limbaugh is dead, and his cancer has moved on to kill again. Next time, will it be someone you love? We'll keep you updated. You won't have to worry about buying your brat a new lunchbox next school year because Paw Patrol and Blue's Clues has been renewed for Nick Jr. Gina Carano shit-canned by cancel culture. After being released from The Mandalorian on Disney+, Hasbro has also just scrapped her toy line. Her action figure has been scrapped by Hasbro. I bet that new Ben Shapiro movie is going to have one hell of a toy line. Gina Carano! Brooklyn Nine-Nine is ending its series now with its 8th and final season. A salute to that show, which, unpopular opinion, better than Parks and Rec and The Office. Oh, do you love watching The Office on Netflix all the time and now on Peacock? No, you need to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It used to be on Fox, but now it's probably going to be everywhere you can get it. Because that's pretty much how streaming works. Netflix is putting out a new docuseries on GameStop. The handle at dmme.cheddar69 will be played by Idris Elba. Dexter Season 9 coming to Showtime. Showtime. We're not HBO. HBO sees your lame reboot of Dexter, Showtime. They see it, and they give you Sopranos, all grown up. New young Tony Soprano is going to be played by Michael Gandolfini, the son of beloved actor James Gandolfini, who I call my cat because he breathes heavy when he eats. WandaVision rumors that the 20-minute weekly show will be an hour long have been squashed as bored, breathless viewers keep watching. For the record, I'm not bored, you're bored. America doesn't know how to watch TV anymore. It's brilliant. Wouldn't it be funny if they made a political parody of WandaVision and it was just Hillary Clinton having a major breakdown inside her home over a span of 4 years thinking she won the presidency? Here at the Hollywood Sauce, we care about actors, and here with an homage to actors specifically, we have our own Johnny Mockney here about Nick Cage.
Pissed blood!
A recent film was released starring Nicolas Cage, as usually happens about 5 times a year. This was one of those event ones. It was a Nicolas Cage meme movie. He fights animatronic monsters inside of a carnival. It's called Willy's Wonderland, but I'm not here to advertise for the movie. I'm here to provide a greater reading of Nicolas Cage, the actor and the movie star. That's very important. Once upon a time, the powers that be in Hollywood decided Nicolas Cage was going to be a movie star. This guy, who we'll put a picture of.
Oh, yeah?
I'm not editing this video, but I'm sure you'll do that, right? In the 1990s, we just put Nicolas Cage in big budget Hollywood blockbusters like The Rock, where he just stood on the silver screen at your local multiplex and said stuff like, "Zeus's butthole," and we just let him do it. Nicolas Cage is the weirdest person that we ever allowed to be a movie star. This is in a world where we have Tom Cruise. Nicolas Cage, a man who looks like this. I must remind you, was allowed to become a movie star. And that wasn't meant to happen. That was a mistake. Because Nicolas Cage is the California Klaus Kinski. When we see the films that he thrived in, it was with weird auteurs like Werner Herzog or David Lynch. But the fact of the matter is, we all love Nicolas Cage. No pun intended, he is an American treasure. A national treasure, sorry. We have an obsession with him as a culture. Did you know that Nicolas Cage endorsed Andrew Yang? No, you didn't. Because if you had known that, we would have a President Yang right now. And we also won't be worrying about those $2,000 checks. But, now, don't get me wrong, Nick Cage has made a lot of bad movies. In fact, he has made let's say 5 to 10 direct to Redbox movies a year that are probably just some kind of tax scam for somebody who lives in Bucharest. But that doesn't mean that Nicolas Cage is some kind of hack. He still brings his weird quirks, his German expressionist inspired allusions to people like Bruce Lee, his words, not mine. For that reason, he has not appeared in a mainstream theatrical film in many years. And the reason for that is Hollywood saw their mistake and they're trying to hide it. They realized this man was not meant to be a movie star. This guy who they plucked out thinking they had the next John Wayne or Al Pacino turned out to be the next Woody Woodpecker. And now they're trying to bury their mistake. But here's the thing, Hollywood, you can't take it back. All right? You can't pull your little fish pellets out of the bowl after you've dropped them in. I know, I've done it. It gets very sticky and you have to wash your hands. Listen, Hollywood. It's time to put Nicolas Cage on the big screen again. You did it for Mel Gibson. You did it for Steven Seagal. You did it for Travolta. You did it for Shaft. You can do it for Nicolas Cage. Do your humanitarian duties and put him on the big screen one more time on behalf of the entire human race. Thank you. I'm Johnny Mockney.
All right, anyway, here's Rick Moranis dancing the samba. It's everyone's favorite segment. It's Parents Popcorn Pick of the Week. Mom and Pop are back there watching movies, letting you know what they think about them. They got 2 movies that they saw. So this one is News of the World with Tom Hanks and Helena Zongel. You know your parents are your parents when they're watching a Tom Hanks movie. You ever think your parents have been taken over by pod people? Pop Tom Hanks in and on the screen. If they're not impressed, your parents are aliens. My folks watched News of the World with Tom Hanks. Solid Tom Hanks movie, Mom and Pa say. The little girl played by Helena Zinger did a very good job. Good for that little girl, who's an actor. Good to see Mare Wingenham in a movie, since I don't think I've seen her in anything since St. Elmo's Fire. That's a deep dive, I guess. That one went over me, but my dad was happy to see it. Hanks plays a Civil War captain that now reads newspaper articles from around the United States. Probably had as many facts as the National Enquirer does now. Fun little New Yorker joke, Dad. I like that. He comes across a 10-year-old girl who has been taken by Indians when she was 3, and the movie follows the turbulent times that he tried to take the girl back to her relatives. They say the worth of $20 streaming fee, and it's 3.5 bags out of 4 bags of popcorn.
Whoa!
Pretty good movie, huh?
Whoa! They've given out half bags.
They are a hard judge, let me tell you. And they also saw The Little Things, the new release on HBO Max with Denzel Washington, Jared Leto, and what's his name, Rami Malek. And they said it was a star-studded cast, great acting, bad plot. Even worse ending, no closure. I gotta watch this movie. Denzel's character backstory is lacking believability. Because he wasn't the man on fire. That's my parents love that movie so much. It's like our family crest. It's just the DVD cover of Man on Fire with Denzel Washington. Rami Malek can't get out of the shadow of Freddie Mercury. So we do not respect his process in that movie, and he will only be Freddie Mercury and nothing else. Jared Leto does a great job of making you hate him. That's what they said. And they said 2 bags of popcorn out of 4. 50% movie by Jim and Dawn. Parents Popcorn Pick of the Week. There you have it. All right. We got coming attractions coming up, but first, a segue.
We got a high roller.
New releases coming out in April. The new hot trailer that just popped up. Mortal Kombat. Dun, 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 dun. That's not Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone gets hot, hot, hot. No, that's not the one.
Not even close.
Mortal Kombat! I danced where I want.
Combat.
Get over here!
Get over here. That's it. Yeah, there it is.
Also, check out the trailer, Mortal Kombat. It's violent as hell. It's like a blood montage. It's fantastic. It looks great. It's by James Wan, producer. Tommy!
Yes, James Wan is the director of Saw and Aquaman and Insidious, all of the classics.
That's why we have these guys on board. It's directed by Salmon McQuad, who studied under Launchpad McQuack. I'm excited about the movie. You should too. A segue!
Thank you.
Here for some counterpoint. Here with the viewpoint of pro Scorsese films, we have Tommy Mockney. I'll be taking the part of pro Marvel films. As we all know, Scorsese has a bone to pick with Marvel films. Because if they can't be capes, they might as well be high-collared zoot suits.
Well, that sounds like an oversimplification, James, but I'm glad you brought it up. May I start with my first point?
Go!
Thank you. Frankly, I think it's very big of you to team with a $130 billion corporation against some poor, defenseless old man. But let me entertain this topic.
Someone's got to do it.
You have Martin Scorsese, the last bastion of the new Hollywood movement, who is still a bankable filmmaker, and you just can't accept that he doesn't like your movies about Big Green Man and his punchy friends.
Well, why do I have to watch the same 5 angry Italians hate their wife?
Oh, okay, all right. So, so you want to talk about homogeneity? Okay, how many Marvel movies are there? What? 25?
Not enough.
30? Okay, guess what? Good guy beats bad guy. I just spoiled all of them. Sorry. I don't understand why people are so surprised that Martin Scorsese doesn't appreciate Marvel movies. The man was born the year of the Oxbow incident and the Magnificent Ambersons. You're telling me that a guy who was raised on the thrilling kineticism of boxing cats would appreciate a 32-part saga about magic rocks and some gobbledygook about fictional metal?
Marvel takes you across the world, into the universe. Scorsese won't leave New England.
That's one movie, James.
Has he ever made a movie in San Francisco? Because Marvel did.
Look, I like Marvel movies just as much as the next guy, but it's a little gross to punch down on a cuddly old man with bushy eyebrows just because you liked Thor: The Dark World, which is a movie about elves or something. I don't know. I saw it in theaters, and I still don't remember if there was an elf or if I dreamt that.
You know what I think is gross? All the movies he's made that doesn't have Italians curb stomping someone in it.
Well, I'm sorry.
That's what Scorsese is about. Irish people who can't be part of things and then hating their Italian wives.
I will even go one step further as to say that Marvel owes Scorsese, all right? You like the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack? Marty was there first. When I think of Jumpin' Jack Flash, I think of Mean Streets before I think of the Whoopi Goldberg movie, okay? I can't hear the song Layla without thinking of dead bodies in freezers. And then I realize that the radio's not even on. Next thing I know, somebody's charging me $10,000 for killing a road worker.
Well, yeah, in the Marvel universe you can do that, but you can just bring them back.
Look, Marvel is the enemy of the indie movement. I should make that clear, too. The indie movement that we owe to people like Scorsese. They just suck up these directors who made a charming little film and force them into this homogenous pile of movies that are all the same. Marvel is the Borg. People, nerds watch this show, right? They'll understand that
They
reference?
should get the reference.
Okay.
All right, you can tell that Tommy is very passionate about this. Thanks for coming by, Tommy. I think maybe Scorsese wins that one out.
I think he does too, because you know what? He believes in the auteur movement, that authors are responsible for art. Seven Samurai by Akira Kurosawa, Citizen Kane by Orson Welles, Freddy Got Fingered by Tom Green, Ant-Man and the Wasp by Steve? Who did it? We don't know. Thank you. I'm Tommy Mockney.
A segue. All right, Donald Glover leaves FX for a multiple-year, 8-figure deal with Amazon. Well, I guess this is America. Go get your money. Is Amazon cool now? That's it.
Do we have enough money to start playing that?
Won't be funny.